Hello, and I'm here with John Whichat, the author of The Witch's Hat. Hello,
How,
John.
how's it going?
It's all right, yeah. I was just wondering, what did you think of that interpretation of your story?
Um, what can I say? I found it was rather lacking to the overall feel that um it was first produced. I think about 3 years ago in an art house in the village in a town in a city, and the it was in a space, and I just feel that it can only be produced in that space if you understand my reasoning behind that.
So,
Do
what
you understand my and
you mean to say that it's not a story that can be reproduced?
well, I do believe it could be reproduced, but I, I think it would have to be so in some sort of distant future world where you know we didn't have the human race performing it. If you know what I do you understand? Yeah.
Well, I think I would better understand if you were saying if I understood what does this story symbolize to you?
Oh God, it could be anything. I originally writted it, yes, as part of an ongoing critique of the economic situation that I felt I actually predicted the economic crisis, and this play I think kind of represents that. I don't know if you got this from the play, but the character of the snacker snail, he actually represents dignity, and it is to say that dignity is like a snail in a way, where it has a shell, and it moves very slowly, and it it kind of makes gratuitous kind of errances of uh, I can't actually think of the word, but I think it's
Connotations, maybe?
yeah, probably yes. I think that's near enough. I'm not sure how other people could interpret it, because I find that my mind is just works on a different level to some of the audience.
Oh, okay. So what about what inspired you to write this? I mean, you mentioned there about the economic crisis and how you
Yes.
predicted it, but how did, like, was that what inspired you? Your predictions, or?
No, I feel I need this story was always in me, like from when I was born, and I felt I felt the witch just kind of muzzling through inside me, and worming away, and slipping about in there, and I just wasn't too too sure of what it should be. Originally, I actually wrote the piece for the narrator, who was originally played by the lovely Steve Mannon, who has now passed away. But originally it was written for him, as and he had to play a 12-year-old girl that narrated it, and he himself was a rather large, fat man. Um, I think this demonstrated the polarity between the positions of power in the world as well. Um, but sorry, what was your question again? Actually,
I was just wondering what you thought. You know, your predictions, the economic crisis and stuff. Is that what inspired you
oh
to?
yes, of course. Um, no, I think what really inspired me to actually sit down and produce it. I'd always been a writer, even though I've never written anything. But what I felt that I had to produce was a kind of what inspired me. I'd have to say it was this this lovely little scene. I'd actually witnessed this happening firsthand, and I'd metaphorically, of course, within the realm of a racquetball court, and I I just wrote what I saw.
Okay, so it sounds like you really engaged with that event in the racquetball court. Did you see the the snackery snail there and the witch, or
Oh, don't be silly. What kind of question is that?
okay,
I proposed it metaphorically. I just said that.
okay. So you said there about your predictions again. Just to go back to that, it's really interesting. It seems to be
No,
kind
sorry.
of
Can I just get back to that question there?
sure.
You're completely ignorant of what I'm saying. Okay?
Okay, I'm sorry.
And I would like that cut from this interview.
Okay, I'm afraid we actually can't do that.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah. So about your predictions of the economic crisis, that just seems to be such a buzzword in the media nowadays. I was just wondering
Oh yes.
if you do you
course.
predict any sort of remedy to our economic crisis? Do you predict that it will get better?
Well, I'm not too sure because as most of us know that we're all going to die in 2012 of mysterious circumstances. So I think it would be rather um, nuance of me to say that there is some avoiding our inevitable fate. And of course, there is the lizard people who are controlling the world at the moment. I'd just like to mention that, as they could inevitably be they could inevitably be the destruction of all mankind.
Indeed, they could. Do you think you'll be writing more plays or anything?
Oh yes, I'll be writing plays for years to come.
Do you think there'll be any sequel to this or prequel even maybe?
Well, this in itself is a new type of writing. It's actually this is only part of the full play. The full play is a prequel, a sequel, and the other things, all at the same time. They're all actually read at the same time. So, and that's to demonstrate how time itself is actually one single entity, and that we are observers of time, separate, but our memories only consist of the past, and we cannot view the future as a whole.
Well, that's brilliant. It's certainly quite an intense point you try to get across in your writing. I have just one last question for you. I was wondering, who do you think that your writing and your style and all that sort of thing compares to? Who would you compare yourself to?
Oh yes. I've actually been asked this in an interview before, but many times, of course. My writing's often been compared to that of Shakespeare and the Pope and the Gospels. I just I don't know. It's just a strange. It's a strange point actually to make. I would like to say that my writing is very influenced, and it's a dream of mine to show that my writing would be of the same quality as a local man actually within the community here. His name's Aaron McHugh, and he himself has produced many masterpieces. He hasn't written them down yet, but he's been saying them for years.
Do you think there would ever be a chance, just to finish up now, that there would ever be a chance that we could see or hear some of your works maybe collaborated with that of Aaron McHugh's?
Yes. I mean, as I say, it would be a dream of mine. I've actually proposed to him an idea of where we produce a play, like we wouldn't be able to read it on the radio. It's very visual based. It's basically a fine actor by the name of Martin O'Shea, who has won many awards for his work. He originally proposed an idea to me of just himself standing on a stage, kind of sometimes flicking his fingers and just rolling around in paint, and I felt a deep connection with that work. It reflected many of the greats, I thought, and it should be. Oh, it should be coming in the summertime, I think, maybe.
Okay, well, luckily enough, we actually know Aaron McHugh and Martin O'Shea. They've helped us out a
Do you
lot
know
here.
Aaron McHugh?
Yeah, they've helped us out a lot here on this station. So maybe we could get get them in sometime and collaborate with you. But sure, we'll see what happens anyhow. So thanks a lot, Mr. John Whichat, and your story, The Witch's Hat. We'll hope to talk to you soon.